I know everyone is here to witness another evisceration of the WNBA in the mainstream media. It seems like some of my most popular videos recently are when I lay into the dump known as the WNBA. We're going to get to that here in just a second because once again, the mainstream media or the WNBA themselves, they are doing their best to cover for this dump of a league. But I wanted to get one thing out of the way real quick. We have a lot of fun here on the channel making fun of social justice warriors. I relentlessly call out the woke on a daily basis. No one is off limits. Bomani Jones, our favorite huge embarrassing failure. Rachel Levine, our cure for porn addiction. Leah Thomas, our transgender hero who isn't really transgender. He just identifies as transgender. There's a difference, guys. Try to keep up with the bullshit. I just cursed again. I'm going to try my best to limit the cursing, at least in this one video. My mom, again, lately, she has been all over me about the cursing in my videos. You are too smart to use that filthy language. I can't brag to my fellow grannies because the language is so foul. My mom just doesn't seem to understand that the way I speak here is how most men talk. At least most men I know. Hell, most women I know curse more than men. But, you have to make mom happy sometimes. So I'm going to try to limit the cursing tonight. No promises, though. Anyway, we destroy social justice warriors every day here on the channel. I always tell you guys that this is not an agenda-driven channel. We're the opposite of the mainstream media. The media, they'll take a tiny kernel of the truth, add whatever their woke magic 8-ball tells them to add to it, and they will present you with a nice woke smoothie. One of my friends, actually this past weekend, drank a woke smoothie. He ended up in the hospital. They had to call in the expert, Anthony Fauci. And you know Anthony Fauci. You know his default method of treatment. A nice round of Fauci fucking. Endless vaccines for all. Since we destroy the credibility of the woke on a daily basis, it's only right and it's only fair that I give them credit when they finally do something right. It is extremely rare for a woke dumbass to say anything logical, but we were actually gifted with some rare logic this morning from the world's highest paid parrot, Stephen A. Smith. I've always told you guys, I don't think Stephen A. actually believes what he says. It's my personal theory that ESPN pays him $12 million every year to promote whatever woke propaganda executives at ESPN need promoted so their ESG score remains in compliance. Now, if you're unfamiliar with ESG, I recommend you look it up. It is absolutely crippling the oil and gas industry right now. You want to know why you're paying $5 per gallon when you get gas? It's ESG. Yesterday, though, we talked about Tim Anderson creating a new racist term. He added an amendment to the woke commandments, and the added word is Jackie. That is the newest racist term, Jackie. Just in case you didn't get the memo, it is now a violation of the woke commandments for a white man to call a black man Jackie. The mainstream media over the weekend, they rose to the occasion. They are attempting to crucify Josh Donaldson. But there seems to be one logical voice in the mainstream media, and it's coming from an unexpected face, Stephen A. Smith. I'm expecting the announcement to come any time now, the imminent suspension of Stephen A. Smith from ESPN. As you guys know, ESPN does not allow truth on their airwaves. They don't allow common sense. You are not allowed to point out mythical racism, but that is exactly what Stephen A. did this morning on Woke Take. When I heard his comments, it's almost exactly what I said yesterday. I should accuse Stephen A. of plagiarism, but hell, I'm just satisfied to hear reason from a member of the mainstream media. Check out what he said this morning. Roll the film.
Here's what upsets me about this. We are having a conversation about race. And I can't sit here and tell you that anything Josh Donaldson said was racist. I think that it's actually wrong for people to attach racism or racist to Josh Donaldson today or for this incident.
My sources inside ESPN reported to me earlier today. Max Kellerman, He immediately broke into the woke cry when he heard this venom come out of the mouth of his former lover. He actually rejected Stephen A's advances for the ritual woke hug. Jalen Rose approached Stephen A in the hallway, pulled out his woke Bible, and tried to witness to Stephen A. Smith. He turned to the book of Jamel. He tried to explain to Stephen A the racial connotation behind the word Jackie. The rejection from Max Kellerman, the witnessing from Pastor Jalen, only time will tell if it brought Stephen A back to the dark side. But for now, I'm going to credit Stephen A. Smith for not using the Josh Donaldson situation to spew more mythical racist propaganda. Now, that does not mean he is cured from the fungus. It's just a little sign of progress. All right, let's get into the WNBA and the conspiracy right now in the mainstream media to completely cover up the ongoing failure of this dump. We have talked about the dismal WNBA television ratings a couple of times since the regular season began earlier this month. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this channel's the only place that's highlighted the shitty WNBA ratings. I received an email over the weekend from a regular viewer of the channel. He was asking me about attendance for the WNBA this season. He made the remark that he can find attendance for some of the games, but he couldn't find a full list of attendance figures so far for the WNBA regular season. He asked me if I would look into it further, so this afternoon, I finally got some time to do so. Right now, if you were to Google 2022 Major League Baseball attendance, ESPN, other media sites, they will have a full updated list of attendance figures. Same goes with the NBA, the NFL. Every major sports league reports their attendance. Hell, even the NWSL. When we talked about the NWSL, what was that, a week or two ago? I was able to easily find updated attendance numbers. The mainstream media likes to pretend that the WNBA is Major League Basketball. These women are iconic. They are so inspiring. Before every game, they get on their knees and beg the court for forgiveness. They know many trees died to make that hardwood floor. Need some advice on abortion? The women of the WNBA have you covered. They can't tell you how to prevent pregnancy, but they can damn sure tell you how to end one. The mainstream media pretends the WNBA has this enormous impact on the overall culture. With that supposedly being the case and with ratings surging last season, these women are breaking records. The WNBA is rivaling Bomani Jones' record of most weeks in a row failing to make the top 150 shows on television. Have you seen their social media numbers? The WNBA recently received a nice donation from the NBA, and they used that money to purchase 1 million Instagram followers. They're also trending on Twitter. You can find them in the make-believe section. With the make-believe success of this league, how come it's so fucking hard to find attendance numbers? I do a lot of research for this channel. I have a lot of sites bookmarked, saved. For most topics, I can find pretty much everything I need rather quickly. But let me tell you, it is not easy finding attendance for WNBA games. It was simple to find numbers for certain games opening weekend. I wonder why that is. The Washington Woke, they sold out their home opener. Now don't get too excited. Their arena only holds 4,200 people. The Seattle Shitfucks, nearly 13,000, 71% capacity. The Chicago SJWs, the defending social justice champions, who couldn't draw 5 roaches to their free championship parade. 8,100 opening night, 78% capacity. The Phoenix Mercury, attendance figures not reported. Opening night? Attendance figures not reported? It's been damn near 3 weeks. Did the figures get lost in the mail? It's important to remember that statement. Attendance figures not reported. You're going to hear it again and again. 4 days after their home opener, attendance for the Washington Woke dropped 27%, just over 3,000. The social justice champions dropped 30% for the next home game, 4,900. The Phoenix Mercury, They were finally able to get their attendance straightened out for their next home game. You'll understand why they were being timid. They didn't want to boast about these massive numbers. May 11th, 34% capacity, 6,100 in attendance. Now let's fast forward to last week. The New York Ladies Against Liberty. They drew a massive crowd to the Barclays Center, an arena built to hold 18,000 basketball fans in the biggest city in the country. New York City, the mecca of basketball. The Barclays Center filled to 17% capacity. The Indiana Fever, who have obviously not undergone a good round of Fauci fucking. If they had, they wouldn't have a fever. Apparently, people in Indiana, they were aware of their refusal to Fauci fuck because last week, they drew 960 fans to an arena built for 18,000. Once again, I sent those numbers to our resident expert in statistics, Mina Kimes. She reported back the arena filled to 5% capacity. They were turning away people at the door. May 19th, the Phoenix Mercury. Once again, attendance lost in the mail. Same day, the same thing happened in Las Vegas. That damn post office. How can they keep losing our mail? We included the woke stamp featuring Rachel Levine in a thong. May 20th, the Atlanta Dream, which is an ironic name. How can you dream when you're woke? Friday night, demand was so high in their 3,500 seat arena that somehow attendance figures not reported. It's the strangest thing. It happened again May 21st in Dallas. Attendance figures not reported. You get the point. I don't know how many of you have ever attended an NFL game, NBA, Major League Baseball, college football, whatever the fuck. Damn near every NBA, NFL game that I've been to, by the second or third quarter, the attendance is announced live in the arena. They know these figures immediately. How come in the WNBA, supposedly the league soaring in popularity, how come in the WNBA it is so difficult to report attendance? Better yet, how come the mainstream media isn't talking about it? When the NWSL sold out their first game in Los Angeles a couple of weeks ago, it was headline news. ESPN bragged about it. It was treated like this epic event. Oh my God, the NWSL finally convinced people to show up to one of their shitty games. We've had no mention from the mainstream media of WNBA television ratings. We've had no mention of their attendance. Why? You already know the answer. There's only one reason to not report attendance. Or if it's actually being reported by the WNBA, there's only one reason to hide it. The attendance is shit. Very few people are paying money to watch the worst basketball in the world. I can't believe they reported the 960 in Indiana. 960 people at a professional basketball game. 960 people at a semi-professional basketball game. You could sell $5 tickets to a roach race and convince 960 people to buy them. The season is barely 3 weeks old, and the WNBA is already falling flat on its ass. What little momentum they had last season vanished. They were celebrating their ratings going from nothing to almost nothing, but clearly, the celebration was premature. No one gives a shit about this dump. 3% of Americans identify as hardcore WNBA fans. That's within the margin of error. I'm going to correct that survey. That number is actually 0%. Ratings so low, Nielsen can't record them. Attendance so low, the number's strangely lost in the mail. It will not be long. The WNBA will be stealing the crown from Bomani Jones for huge embarrassing failure. It's coming soon. But let me know what you think. Stephen A. Smith, speaking logic. Low attendance in the WNBA being hidden either by the league itself or the mainstream media. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.